First Lady Remi Tinubu receives rescued Chibok girl at Aso Rock. Resident doctors suspend nationwide strike. Russia wants ECOWAS not to take military action. Today is 25th Muharram 1445 after the Hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to 12th August 2023. I am Salamatun Aliman with the news and full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said that swift recovery of the economy that achieves the greatest good for the greatest number of people is his priority. He said this yesterday at a meeting held at the State House Abuja with the Board of Trustees of the All Progressive Congress APC Professional Forum led by former Bauchi State Governor Malam Isa Yuguda. He reassured Nigerians that no stone will be left unturned in his administration's multifarious effort to stimulate the economy and make it work for the greatest good of all Nigerians. President Ahmed Tinubu said every effort across sectors will be documented and periodically reviewed for performance, verification, and public presentation to steadily ensure measured growth and enhance public enlightenment on policy outcomes. While thanking President Tinubu for his bold intervention on the economy, the former Bauchi State Governor said more than 2 million people have been registered as professionals in different fields since 2018 and stood ready to provide structures for mobilization and sensitization in government policies. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has received Rebecca Kabu, one of the 276 Chibok schoolgirls, over 9 years after their abduction by Boko Haram on April 14, 2014. The First Lady, who hosted Rebecca at the presidential villa in Abuja, along with the wife of the Vice President, Ms. Nana Shatima, promised to ensure that the former schoolgirl is well taken care of medically and fit to return to school willingly. Tinubu gave an assurance that the remaining girls in captivity were not forgotten and appreciated the Office of the National Security Advisor, the National Intelligence Agency, and others involved in Rebecca's rescue. She promised that Rebecca will be one of the first recipients of her benevolence. Senator Oluremi Tinubu said the younger ones, if well educated, will be able to fit into the society and inherit the good legacies the older ones are leaving behind. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has taken receipt of some tools and systems from the European Union aimed at enhancing the country's electoral system. The INEC National Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, noted that there were several components under the Phase 2 project. He stated that the first component focused on support INEC administered through the Development Alternatives Incorporated. Muhammad Yakubu said this is designed to address five thematic areas, that is to enhance and strengthen planning and operational capacities and improve the Commission's internal communication and external engagement with stakeholders. According to INEC chairman, other areas include enhancing the Electoral Institute's capacity for training and research, assisting in the improvement of legal and policy frameworks for the conduct of elections, and enhancing the development and incorporation of technical innovations. Resident doctors under the aegis of Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NAD) have suspended the indefinite strike embarked upon on July 26th. Its national president, Dr. Innocent Oji, disclosed this yesterday in Abuja via a WhatsApp message to the news agency of Nigeria. According to him, a review will be made into 2 weeks. This comes after a series of intervention by various stakeholders for the association to either embark on the industrial action in the first place or to suspend it earlier. To avert the industrial action, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, on July 24th, urged the resident doctors to suspend the strike. Mr. Abbas made the call at a meeting between the leadership of the House and NAD in Abuja. He added that the administration was still in the process of settling down as ministers had yet to assume office. The news is coming to you from the studios of Sawaba Radio. Mornings after the short break. Stay tuned.
This is News on the Hour, Sawaba Radio FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're still into the services at Sawaba Radio 104.9 Hadija. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zalum has approved the allocation of 50 million naira alongside the construction of staff houses and students' hostel at the Nigerian Army University, BU. Zalum announced the intervention yesterday while responding to the Vice Chancellor of Army University, Professor Kerry Mohammed, who led a management delegation on a courtesy call on the governor of the government house in Maiduguri. This comes after a series of intervention by various stakeholders for the association to either embark on the industrial action in the first place or to suspend it earlier. To avoid industrial action, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, on July 24th urged the resident doctors to suspend the strike. Mr. Abbas made the call at a meeting between the leadership of the House and NAD in Abuja. He added that the administration was still in the process of settling down as ministers are yet to assume office. No fewer than 8 worshippers have been pronounced dead, while many others sustained injuries following the collapsing of some part of Zaria Central Mosque. Situated in Zazzau Emir's Palace, the mosque was built hundreds of years ago. The incident happened around 4 p.m. when worshippers were observing Asr prayer. Spokesman for Zaria Emirate Council Abdullahi Kwarbai said the incident occurred as hundreds of faithful observed afternoon prayers at the city's central mosque. A worshipper who was at the scene of the incident told newsmen that about 100 people have sustained injuries and are receiving medical attention at a nearby hospital. According to him, the mosque was rebuilt a few years ago, but the wall that collapsed was part of the old building of the mosque that was retained. At least 8 Boko Haram terrorists have surrendered in the Bama local government area of Borno State following a week-long sustained offensive by the troops of Operation Hadenkai in Sambisa Forest. Bama is about 60 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital. Sawaba landed the terrorists from Brennan Abuja village in Sambisa Forest, let down their arms to the troops of the 21 Armored Brigade. The militants Jalubib, Munkaila, Zarqawi, Sadiq, Baba, Abu Harari, Harira, Hamza, and Bakura, who were active fighters loyal to the Jama'at al-Sunnah led Da'wah wal Jihad, Boko Haram faction surrendered their AK-47 rifles. It was learned that they surrendered due to the troops' onslaught as well as the Boko Haram ISWAP infighting. One of the surrendered terrorists said they lost hope in the fight as the forest became inhabitable and their people were dying due to hardship, bad living conditions, and diseases. To recall that over 100,000 terrorists with their families have been surrendered to troops of Operation Adenkai within the last year. Now to international scene. Russia has warned that military intervention in Niger will lead to a protracted confrontation after regional bloc ECOWAS said it will assemble a standby force. Such an intervention will destabilize the Sahel region as a whole, the Russian Foreign Ministry said. Russia does not formally back the coup, but the US, which backs effort to restore the post leader Mohamed Bazoum, says its Wagner mercenary group is taking advantage of the instability. On Friday, coup supporters, some waving Russian flags, protested at the French military base near the capital, Niamey, some chanting down with France, down with ECOWAS. Both France and the US operate military bases in Nigeria, and they have been used to launch operations against jihadist groups in the wider region. Military officials from ECOWAS countries are reportedly set to meet today to draft plans for military intervention. That has been the news. Before I go, a recap of the major stories. From the news warhead, First Lady Remi Tinubu receives rescued Chibok girl at Aso Villa. Resident doctors suspend nationwide strike. Russia warns ECOWAS not to take military action. That has been the news on behalf of the news department. Continuing editor Muhammad Suleiman Yobi. I am Salamatu Daliman saying good afternoon.